Is this clear? Let me know when we can start. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Before we start today's lesson, I just want to ask, did anyone get the chance over the last 24 hours to review the two lessons we did yesterday, lesson 3 and lesson 4? Did anyone get the chance to review it? Yes. Please keep it up. The regular review of these lessons do ensure that we don't forget and that we become proficient. And Allah is only going to help us when we indeed begin to help ourselves. So please, let's put that in mind. All the homeworks and all the reviews should be regularly done. And it's not only on Saturdays and Sundays that you review the book or this book. It is every day as much as you can, inshallah, until you become very familiar with the letters, the joining of the letters, the vowels, and how they interact with the letters, inshallah. Tayyib. We're going to lesson number 5, Ad-Darsul Khamis. Ad-Darsu Al-Khamis, page number 11 for those online. And for those in class, it's this page. We're doing this page, inshallah. Lesson number 11. Before we read what's going on in lesson number 11, I want to explain a principle which is based on this topic. This principle is called the principle of tanwin. Everyone say that? Tanwin. 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 What is tanwin? Tanwin means adding a noon that has a sukun to the end of a word. Tanwin means adding a noon sound to the end of a word. And the way we mark that, the way that noon is marked at the end of a word is by doubling that vowel that is causing the noon. Example. What letter is this, everyone? Mim, correct? When I put this sign on it, what does it become? Mu. Oh, correct? So the whole thing becomes mu. When we read it, in class, when I want you to read it, I want you to say mim dhamma mu. Correct? Yes. Okay. So this whole thing is mim dhamma mu. Correct? If I was going to add a noon sound at the end of it, it becomes as such. Mim in the first, noon at the end, with the preserved dhamma. And because this is only a noon, And like we mentioned yesterday, a letter that does not have a fatha, dhamma, or kasra goes by a sukoon, and the sukoon is identified by a small circle over the letter, correct? So, this is read as such. Mim, dhamma, noon, sukoon, mun. 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 Everyone say that? Mun. Mim, dhamma, noon, sukoon, mun. This is the correct way to write this then. Why did I drop something? The correct way to write this then is to double only this by writing it as such. Mim, dhammatan. So this is pronounced as Mim, dhammatan, mun. Mim, dhammatan, mun. Okay, so this is how all the letters, this is how all the three vowels become doubled, and they confer a noon sound to the end of the word or letter. Likewise, had this been a kasra, the same thing goes. Ordinarily, this is mim, kasra, mi. When I make it into tanween, it becomes mim, kasratan, min. Mim, kasratan, min. Good. Likewise, a fatha. Ordinarily, this is mim, fatha, ma. Correct? Mim, fatha, ma. Mim, fatha, ma. If I was going to make this into tanween, it just gets a double fatha, and generally, in almost all cases, the mim fathas, the fathatans always get an alif that you don't spell. Always gets an alif that you don't spell. So I would spell this as mim fathatan man. Mim fathatan man. So the principle of tanween that we're doing today is just adding a noon sound to the end of a word. Tanween always comes only at the end, not in the middle, not in the beginning. All right? So let's go back to the book. And we'll begin to read from the first box. First line on page 11. First line of lesson 5. First box. I read. Everyone, look in your book. I read that as mim fathatan man. Second box. Mim kasratan min. Third box. Mim dhammatan mun. Man min mun. Notice what they did. Notice how they wrote the two dhammas for dhammatan. Pay attention to how it is written in print. It can be written as such, two clear-cut dhammas, or the second dhamma can only be written as a curve, which is what they did in the pamphlet. It's still dhammatan. Clear? All right. Next three. Ba fathatan ban. Ba kasratan bin. Ba dhammatan bun. Ban bin bun. Do you get the flow of it, everyone? Next. Waw fathatan wan. Waw kasratan win. Waw dhammatan won. One win won. Clear, everyone? Next. Fa fathatan fan. Fa kasratan fin. Fa dhammatan fun. Fan fin fun. Next one. Tha fatatan than. Tha kasratan thin. Tha dhammatan thun. Than thin thun. Is everyone getting the flow of it? The author, so in the last box, on our second line, in the last box, the author gives us this letter. What is this letter, everyone? Dal. And he puts two fathas on it, for which, because it's fatatan, you would expect an aleph, which you will not spell, but it is written. But instead of doing that, what does he do? He puts a ya in its place. The ya still has the effect of an aleph. Therefore, you spell this as dhal fatatan than. Okay, so go back to your book. Dhal fatatan than. Dhal kasratan dhin. Dhal dhammatan dhun. Than din dhun. Okay. Next one. Dha fatatan dhan. Dha kasratan dhin. Dha dhammatan dhun. Dhan din dhun. Next one. Za fathatan zan. Za kasratan zin. Za dhammatan zun. Zan zin zun. Everyone getting the flow?
Yes.
Okay. I will ask anyone to help me with line number 1, 2, 3, 4. The first three boxes in line number 4. Who wants to help me with that? Anyone? Go ahead, sir. No, fathatan. It starts with fathatan. It starts with fathatan. San. Next one. Yes. Yes. Good. Sin fathatan san. Sin kasratan sin. Sin dhammatan sun. San sin sun. Who wants to help me with the next one? Next three. Anyone? Yes.
Swad fatatan son. Swad kasratin sin. Son dammatun sun.
Dhammatan.
Son dammatan sun.
Yes.
Sun
Son sin sun. Okay. Swad fatatan swan. Look at me as I pronounce it. Swad fatatan swan. Swad kasratan swin. Swad dhammatan swan. Swan, swin, swan. So because swad is a heavy letter, therefore, whether it has dhammatan, fatatan, or kasratan, I have to be able to hear the heaviness. So for swad, when it has a fatatan, it's pronounced swan. For swad, when it has a kasratan, it's pronounced swin. Swin, not sin like we did before with sin. And when it has dhammatan, we pronounce it as swan. Okay. Who wants to help me with the next three, the last two on line number 4 and the first on line number 5? Who wants to help me with that? Anyone? In the back. This is what the scholar, the author of the book, put down for ta. He put ta marbuta as the first, rather than an open ta. Rather than an open ta. Because if he did that, he would have had to use a what? An aleph. So he used the rounded ta, ta marbuta, the rounded ta, ta marbuta, as his fatatan. Therefore, he did not need to use an aleph. But the ta, the open and the closed ta, have the same makhraj, same pronunciation, same sifat. They have the same pronunciation, same makhraj, same sifat. So you're correct. Let's go over that. Ta fatatan tan. Ta kasratan tin. Ta nomatan tun. Tantin tun. Was that example clear? That example was clear? Okay. Yes, question. Can I do it? So, a little slower. Okay, no problem, inshallah. So let's do that again. Ta fathatan tan. Ta kasratan tin. Ta dhammatan tun. Tan tin tun. Clear, everyone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who wants to help me with the next, the second, third, and fourth boxes in the fifth line? Fifth line, second, third, and fourth boxes. Who wants to help me? Anyone? In the back.
Dal, fatatin, dan, dal, kasratin, din, dal, dhammatin, dun, then din, dun.
Dal fatatan dan. Dal kasratan din. Dal dhammatan dun. Dan din dun. Next three boxes, line number 5. Next three boxes. Who wants to help me with that? Fifth, sixth, and seventh boxes on the fifth line. One second. Yes, please go ahead. You're making a mistake. This is the letter that is there. It has no dot. So that's ta. Yes. No, start over. Start over. Yeah, so you made a mistake in pronouncing the kasratan. So it's ta kasratan twin. Say that. Ta. Twin. Okay. Did you understand that? Ta kasratan is twin. Ta fatatan ton. It has to be heavy. Ta fatatan is tan. But this one, ta fatatan is ton, making the mouth full and heavy with the back of the tongue rising when you do that. Ta fatatan ton. Ta kasratan twin. Ta dhammatan ton. Ton, twin, ton. Thank you. Next three. Who wants to help me with that? In the back, yes, please.
Ra, tatatin.
No, fathatan.
Fatatin. Ra.
Run. Because it has a noon sound. All of it will have a noon sound at the end. All of the tanween will have a noon sound at the end.
Ra, tatatin. Run.
Yes.
Ra, dhammatin.
No, kasratan.
Kasabrin.
Rin with a tiny bit of a roll. Rin, yes.
Ra, Damatin, Rum,
Yes. Put them together. Yarhamukallah.
Ro, Ring, Rum,
Ron, rin, run.
Ro, Ring,
I want to hear a tiny bit of a roll, not a very prominent roll, but a tiny bit of the roll with the heaviness for the fatha. So, ra fathatan, ron. Ra kasratan, rin. Ra dhammatan, run. Ron, rin, run. There has to be a tiny bit of a roll. And then the first, because of the fathatan on the ra in the first case, the ra is heavy with an aw sound. Ra fathatan, ron. Ra kasratan, rin. That's light. And then you go back to heaviness for the dhammatan. Ra dhammatan, run. Ron, rin, run. Question about the ra. Ra, whenever it has a fatha or a dhamma, or fathatan or dhammatan, is heavy. Ra, when it has a kasra or kasratan, is light. Heaviness, giving the fatha an aw sound, and bringing the corners of the lips a little bit close together. Ra fathatan, ron. But kasratan confers lightness to the ra. So ra kasratan, rin. Corners of the lips are a little bit separated when you do that. But the heaviness goes back to the ra when it has a dhamma or dhammatan. Ra dhammatan, run. Ron, rin, run. So there are two things with the ra that we need to pay attention to. Number one is that dhamma and fatha, or dhammatan and fathatan, cause heaviness for the ra. Second thing is that the ra always has a tiny roll, whether it has a dhamma, fatha, or kasra. A tiny roll with it. Who wants to help me with the next three?
Somewhere over here.
Anyone? Am I ignoring this side? Anyone? Yes, brother in the back. The next three letters.
Nun, Kasratin, Nan. Nun, Kasratin, Nin.
Yes.
Nun, Kasratin. Damatin, Nun.
Yes. And then put them together.
Man, Nin, Nun.
Nun fathatan nan. Nun kasratan nin. Nun ramatan nun. Nan nin nun. As you can see with the noon, when it has to have a fathatan, you now construct it like so, with the aleph connected to it, the way we normally connect letters. Yes, the dots are okay. Sorry. So thank you very much. So the noon, when it has to have a fathatan, it will always have an aleph connected with it in the normal way you connect letters. Only exception is the ta marbuta. It will not get an aleph or a ya after it. Clear? Who's going to help me with the next three? Oh, please go ahead.
La patata la lam patata la
One more time.
lam patata la
Lan.
lan patata la lan
Lam fathatan lan.
lam patata la
Fathatan.
patatan. I got you. Lam kasarta li
Start over.
lam kasarta.
No, start over.
Lam patata lan
Fathatan.
patatan. Lam patatan la
Lan.
lan.
Because there's a noon, there has to be a noon sound at the end. So start over.
Lam patata lan
Fathatan.
patatan. Lam fatatan lam.
Lan.
Lan.
So the combination always has to have a noon sound at the end. So start over.
Lam fatatan lam. Lam kasartan lim.
Okay.
Lam domatan dun.
Lun.
Dun.
Lun.
Lam domatan dun.
Lun.
Lam domatan. Lam domatan lun.
Lun, yes. And I put them together.
Lam lun.
Lam fathatan lan. Lam kasratan lin. Lam dhammatan lun. Lan lin lun. Next three. Who wants to help me with the next three? Anyone on either side? You want to try?
Yeah, I'll try again. Vowel.
Is that Dan? What letter is that?
Broad.
Broad. Broad. Broad.
Broad. Capital. Don.
Run.
Broad. Capital. Then.
Ruin. Ruin. With the side of the tongue pronouncing it. Ruin.
Broad. Domaten. Bone.
Yes.
Bone. Okay.
So put them together.
Lan. Bone.
Don. Don. Ruin.
Doing. Bone.
Broad. Fathatan. Run. Broad. Kasratan. Ruin. Broad. Dhammatan. Run. Run. Ruin. Run. Good. So it's the side of the tongue, always. The side of the tongue pronouncing the broad. Nothing to do with the tip of the tongue. One more time. Broad, fatatan, run. Broad, kasratan, ruin. Broad, dhammatan, run. Run, ruin, run. Yes, that's because the broad is a heavy letter, so when it has a fatha or dhamma, the heaviness comes up to it like that. And even when it has a kasra, you still make the heaviness show up before you allow the kasra to show up. Like this. Broad, fatatan, run. Broad, kasratan, ruin. Broad, dhammatan, run. Run, ruin, run. Those are the most complicated letters for us because we don't have it in English. Okay, so dod, when it has a kasra or kasratan, the heaviness of the dod remains. So dod, kasratan, ruin. Dod, kasratan, ruin. Dod, kasratan, ruin. Dod, kasratan, ruin. Heaviness comes and then the kasra comes after that. The heaviness comes and then the kasra comes after that. So dod, kasratan, ruin. Did you see the heaviness comes? Because that heaviness is part of dod. And then when you're done with that, the kasra comes after it. Always when we spell the letter and then the vowel. So dod, kasratan, ruin. Dod, kasratan, ruin. Okay, from the beginning. Dod, fatatan, run. Dod, kasratan, ruin. Dod, dhammatan, run. Dod, ruin, run. Any confusion with dod? Who's going to help me with the next? With the next three letters. Anyone wants to assist? He wants to go? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Ya petaten yang. Ya petraten yin.
Yes.
Ya dumaten yun. Yang yin yun.
Okay. When the author put those together, because he had to, for fathatan, he had to use an alif, then he made the ya into what it looks like in the beginning of a word. And then he put alif next to it as how alif would look in the end of a word. And so he put them together like this. He didn't have to do that for kasratan and dhammatan. But for fathatan, he had to do that because an alif always follows a fathatan. So that when you're spelling normally and you stop here, you don't have to pronounce the alif. Ya fathatan ya. Ya fathatan yan. Ya fathatan yan. Ya kasratan yin. Ya kasratan yin. Ya dhammatan yun. Ya dhammatan yun. Yan yin yun. Yan yin yun. Next 3 letters. You haven't said anything. Go ahead. Just say that again.
Shin, kasratan.
No, I want you to start over.
Shin, fathatan, shan.
Get me. Go ahead.
Shin, kasratan, shin.
Shin.
Shin, dhammatan, shun. Shan, shin, shun.
Shin fathatan shan.
Shin, fathatan, shan.
Shin kasratan shin.
Shin, kasratan, shin.
Shin dhammatan shun.
Shin, dhammatan, shun.
Shan shin shun.
Shan, shin, shun.
What letter is this? Shin, right? How do you spell shin by itself? If I want to, the letter shin has its own spelling. Yes, please go ahead. So it is spelled like this, with a prolongation in the middle. Sheen. Not shin, but sheen. So this is the spelling and pronunciation of sheen. Therefore, in this exercise, when you do the tanwin on the shin, you would spell it like as follows: sheen fathatan shan.
Shin, fathatan, shan.
Sheen kasratan shin.
Shin, kasratan, shin.
Shin dhammatan shun.
Shin, dhammatan, shun.
Shan shin shun.
Shan, shin, shun.
But when the shin now gets any of those double vowel, any tanwin, this prolongation goes away. You only say this as shin, not sheen anymore. So this prolongation goes away. So when the tanwin occurs to it, you only say shin. Or shun. Or shan. I'm sorry. Shan. Was this clear? Who's going to help me with the next 3? Next 3, anyone? Yeah, you've gone before. Who has not gone yet? Who has not gone yet? Anyone who has not gone yet? Yeah, please, in the back. Same principle for jim. Jim, when you pronounce it by itself, has a prolongation in the middle of it. Jim. But when you put a vowel of tanwin on it, then that you get rid of that prolongation. Jim fathatan jan.
Jim, fathatan, jan.
Jim kasratan jin.
Jim, kasratan, jin.
Jim dhammatan jun.
Jim, dhammatan, jun.
Jan jin jun.
Jan, jin, jun.
Good. Next 3, for those who are following online and the sisters, we're on the last line on page 11. Next 3. Anyone who wants to help? Anyone? You want to go? Okay, go. Can. Fatatan. Yes. Kaf fatatan kan. Kaf kasratan kin. Kaf dhammatan kun. Can kin kun. See, the letter kaf itself has a prolongation in the middle of it. So you say that's kaf, not kaf, but kaf. Kaf fatatan kan. Kaf kasratan kin. Kaf dhammatan kun. Can kin kun. Next 3, which are the last one on page 11 and the first 2 on page 12. Anyone who has not gone yet? Brothers on this side, who has not gone yet? Oh, you have not gone yet. Go ahead.
Of fatatan khan. Of kasratan kan. Of dhammatan khan.
Kun.
Kun. Khan kin kun.
The letter is qaf. The letter is qaf. But this is how you pronounce it. Qaf. With the prolongation in the middle of it. Qaf. Everyone say that? Qaf. Also, the qaf has a click in the back of the throat at the time you say it. Qaf. Like something dropped in the back of your throat. Qaf. Qaf. Make something click in the back of your throat at the back of the tongue when you pronounce it. Qaf. As opposed to kaf, no click. Qaf has a click in the back of it. It's more prominent when you use a kasra with the qaf. So, qaf fatatan qan. Everyone has to hear their own click. Qaf fatatan qan. And then the always, when you pronounce the letter, the prolongation in the middle has to be heard. Qaf fathatan qan. Qaf kasratan qin. Like that. Qin. Qin. All of the time, no exceptions. Qaf dhammatan qun. Qan qin qun. And the qaf is heavy, is one of the heavy letters. So, qaf fathatan qan. Qaf kasratan qin. Qaf dhammatan qun. Qan qin qun. Always, you have to hear your own click when you say the qaf. Or, if you're listening to someone else, you have to hear their own click also. So that is a major distinguishing factor between the qaf and the kaf. And also their makhraj. The makhraj of kaf is a little bit ahead of the makhraj of qaf. Both of them behind in the back of the tongue. Question about qaf? Who wants to help me with the next 3? For the sisters following online, it's page 12. We're doing boxes 3, 4, and 5. First line. Please go ahead.
Kha, fatatan khan.
One more time.
Kha, fatatan khan.
Kha, kha, na kha, kha, kha. And there's no F sound at the end. Kha. There's no F at the end. Okay.
Kha, fatatan khan. Kha, kasratan khin. Kha, damatan khun. Khan, khin, khun.
Kha, fatatan, khan. Kha, kasratan, khin. Khin. Kha, dhammatan, khun. Khan, khin, khun. What's help me with the next three? The last three, first line, page number 12 for those online. Who wants to help me in class? On this side, anyone who hasn't gone before? Oh, you haven't gone. I haven't heard your voice at all today. You want to try? Next, the last three on the first line. The last three boxes in the first line. Can you speak louder, please? Say that again. Ghon, ghon. Ghoin, fatatan, ghon. Okay. Okay. Ghon. The letter is ghoin. Everyone say that? Ghoin. Ghoin. And it's spelled as such. With a ghoin with a fatha, ya with a sukun and a nun at the end. Ghoin. Ghoin. Therefore, when you put tanwin on ghoin, you spell it as such. Ghoin fatatan ghon. Ghoin fatatan ghon. Ghon, ghon. 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 Ghoin fatatan ghon. Not, you're making a mistake. It's not ghoin. It's ghon, 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 ghon. The ya part of it goes away when you put a vowel on it. This ya part of it goes away. So ghoin fatatan ghon. Ghoin kasratan ghin. Ghoin dhammatan ghun. Ghon, ghin, ghun. Yes, there has to be like almost like you're clearing your throat. Ghoin fatatan ghon. Ghoin kasratan ghin. Ghoin dhammatan ghun. Ghon, ghin, ghun. A question about ghoin. It's one of the more difficult letters. Next, who wants to help me with the next three? The first three on the second line, page 12. Who wants to help me? Anyone? Go ahead. Good. So the ha is high pitched. So Ha fathatan han. Ha kasratan hin. Ha dhammatan hun. Han hin hun. You see how the high-pitched nature of the ha has been maintained from the middle of the throat. Ha fatatan han. Ha kasratan hin. Ha dhammatan hun. Han hin hun. Now, who wants to do the next three? Anyone? Yeah, you can go.
Ein, fathatan, ein. Ein, kasratan, ein. Ein, dhammatan, aun. Ein, aun.
There's a common mistake. See, I get rid of the dots. And I transform ghain into ayn. This letter is ayn. Everyone say that? Ayn. Ayn. With the ya in the middle. Ayn. 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 But when ayn gets any vowel or tanwin, this ya goes away. Therefore, you say it as ayn fathatan an. An. So anytime ayn has a vowel, that ya sound in the middle goes away. Some brothers, when they recite the surah, they say Rabbil Alameen. Alameen. They retain this ya. It's a mistake. It's Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, not Alameen. This is a common mistake. So whenever ayn gets any vowel or tanwin, this middle ya goes away. So Rabbil Alameen. Everyone say that. Rabbil Alameen. Rabbil Alameen. Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Okay, so going back to the book. Ayn fatatan an. An, not ayn. Ayn fatatan an. Ayn kasratan ayn. Ayn dhammatan un. An ayn un. Ayn fatatan an. Ayn kasratan ayn. Ayn dhammatan un. An ayn un. Question about this.
Can we go over the pronunciation of it one more time?
So, ayn fathatan an. Ayn kasratan ayn. Ayn dhammatan un. An ayn un. The ayn, when it has fatha, is pronounced ah. The ayn, when it has a kasra, is pronounced ayn. In the famous surah, وَمَا أَدْرَكَ مَا عِلِّيُّونَ. عِلِّيُّونَ. So, ayn, when it has a kasra, is pronounced ayn. Ayn, when it has a dhamma, is pronounced like the name, famous name Omar or Uthman.
hearing the noon at the end.
No.
I'm not hearing it at the end.
The
Sound.
yeah, because I didn't make it tanwin.
I'm talking about for all of them.
For all of them? Okay, so let's do that one more time. Ain fathatan an.
Ain fathatan an.
That's the no. Ain kasratan ain.
Ain kasratan ain.
Ain dhammatan un.
Ain dhammatan un.
An ain un. So when it has a tanwin, you have to hear the noon at the end. You have to hear the noon at the end. When you're stopping on it, you have to hear the noon at the end. So ain fatatan an.
Ain fatatan an.
One more time. Ain fatatan an.
Ain fatatan an.
Ain kasratan ain.
Ain kasratan ain.
Ain dhammatan un.
Ain dhammatan un.
An ain un.
Ain un.
Clear. Questions about the ain and the ghain? They're one of the more difficult letters for us. Ain and the ghain. Any questions? Please.
So you taking out the moon with all of them, like with the Kessler and the
Like this one?
yeah.
Yeah, so ain, when it has two kasras or kasratan, the noon comes to it. Ain. Ain. Or ain, when it has a dhammatan, the noon comes to it. Un. The noon comes, of necessity, the noon has to come to it. Because that's the meaning of tanween. Adding a noon to something is tanween.
I think I probably said it wrong. Because right there you said you take the ya.
Oh yeah, this is yeah. Whenever ain gets any vowel,
Okay.
this ya just has to disappear. Of necessity, this ya has to disappear. Whenever ain gets any of the vowels, except of course if by way of spelling another ya comes into place, then you have to put the new ya in place. But by itself, this ya goes away. Questions about ghain or ain? Two of the more difficult letters in there. I hope the sisters are also following, inshallah. Next three letters. Please go ahead.
Wow.
No, the next three letters. Fatatan. Han. Okay, I want to make a distinction. Between the pronunciation of this letter and this letter. How do you pronounce this first one? Ha. High-pitched, coming from the middle of the throat. Ha. The chest does not vibrate when you pronounce this, because when you to check on its makhraj, you just have to precede it with a hamza that has a fatha, and say ah. A lot of the force is from the middle of the throat. Ah. Like a clearing of the throat. So ah. Okay. However, when you pronounce the next one, how do you say this? Ah. Deeper down the throat. The chest has to vibrate. Ah. So this one is ah. This one is ah. Okay. So what the brother was this one is as follows. Ha fathatan han. deep in the throat. Ha kasratan hin. Ha dhammatan hun. Han hin hun. Do you see how that is different from han hin hun of the other one? They're close, but their makhraj are separate. So you should give each one its rights. One more time. Ha fatatan han. Ha kasratan hin. Ha dhammatan hun. Han hin hun. Question about this one. And then the last.
Hamza kasratan
In.
In. Hamza damatan.
Rom, not dama, rommatan.
Damatan on. And on.
Hamza fatatan an.
Hamza fatatan an.
Hamza kasratan in.
Hamza kasratan in.
Hamza rommatan un.
Hamza damatan on.
An in un.
And in on.
Hamza fatatan an.
Hamza fatatan an.
Hamza kasratan in.
Hamza kasratan in.
Hamza rommatan un. An in un. Question about the Hamza. Any questions about the Hamza? And you can see the wisdom in the way the author organized this lesson. He started with mim, ba, waw, and fa. Correct? Isn't it a reverse of what we did yesterday, where he ended with those four? And then, what did he go to next? The tha, the dal, and the dha. Isn't that just what came before the last four in the previous lesson? He's walking his way back as a way of exercise. And he ended the tanwin with the hamzas, correct? What did he begin yesterday's lesson with? The hamzas. Isn't that a smart way to show you the makharij from different angles? From bottom to top, and then now from top, from outside to inside. What he did before was inside to outside yesterday, and now today we're doing outside to inside. A smart way to shake up your knowledge of the makharij of the letters. Concerns, questions? Yeah, question.
I might have missed it. When you, what's the ruling on when they put the aleph at the end?
Yes, so the aleph for tanweens, only for tanweens. The aleph goes at the end of any letter that has a tanween. Any letter, for example, jim. When jim gets a tanween, that it has to be changed to this because you have to add the aleph to it. So that's the rule for fatatan only. The exceptions are the two exceptions of ta marbuta and hamza. Ta marbuta, not all the time the hamza against that. Ta marbuta will always get the fatatan without an additional aleph. Clear? And the hamza occasionally maybe without and sometimes with. Depends. But always The fatatan will, the ta marbuta will get no alif. Question, concern? Two homeworks. Two homeworks. One from this, the Qaida Nuraniyah, is to write and say, as you write one time, all the tanwin letters, all the letters, putting tanwin on all the letters. Tanwin of fatha, tanwin of kasra, tanwin of dhamma, on each letter as it appears in lesson number 5. And not just write it, but write and say as you write. So that's the first homework. Second homework is in the Gateway Book 1, page 36. If you don't have it, I know that the Dawah Center has more copies of it. So please get your copy from the Dawah Center, or you may find it online also. Page 36 and 37. Just additional practice on all the vowels. Additional practice on all the vowels as well as joining the letters. 36 and 37 of Gateway Book 1 workbook. So those are our homeworks for next lesson. The next lesson will not be till after the conference. There's a conference from the 23rd to the 25th. So that coincides with our classes. Therefore, the classes will be pushed forward to the following weekend after the conference. Therefore, the next class would be December 31. Inshallah. Questions, concerns, things that have confused you so far, all the way from the beginning, alif, ba, ta, to this situation where we're talking about sukoon and tanween. Any questions? Yes. Somebody had a question. Wa alaikum assalam. Wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. So that's our homework, inshallah. Page 36 and 37 of Gateway, write and pronounce. Pages 11 and 12, the tanween letters, write and pronounce. Writing is one time only. Any other questions, concerns? Alhamdulillah. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.